All right, YouTube. I've been getting a bunch of questions about the bracelet that came with this San Martin Retro Datejust homage watch. This is a presidential style bracelet, and I've been getting a lot of questions about it specifically, like dimensions, and people were thinking maybe they would put it on a different watch. I had no interest in even removing it because I didn't see it me putting anything else on this watch, and I like the watch together. But I popped it off. I must say I needed to switch out my spring bar pliers to the smallest tips. The little notches here are very thin on the bracelet. I just want to try to get you some close-ups. Real thin. This design is interesting. It has a little notch there to like lock it in place. Let me try to get to that up close, and you can see how it was kind of like put together like in a two-piece kind of style to give it like a taller 3D look. They use really good spring bars. These are 1.3 millimeter. You can see there at the tip, these are well machined spring bars. They are not little cheapos. And you know, for a watch of this price, you're glad to see they use nice quality things like that. The inside up here is a little different than most of my other watches. You can see how it has a like a shelf in towards the back here. You know, a little shelf into the back, and it's got a recessed back here, and then a little shelf here for that locking section on the bracelet. Let me try to rotate that a little bit so you can kind of see how that looks. They don't polish all the surfaces underneath there very well, but it's all hidden from view, so you would never notice that. So you kind of see the difference or how it might compare to a watch you're trying to apply this bracelet to. There you go. As you can see, you'd never get a NATO on that without curved spring bars. There isn't much clearance there with the spring bar installed. Let me get you some measurements. This is 21.3, 21.4. Of course, I'm down inside of it. Kind of come up to the edge. 21.5. Kind of hard to measure that specifically, but like, all right, 21.1 or so. If I'm a little off square, gets me a bigger there. 21.1 seems about the best I can get that, and this one is right at 21.1 or 21.0. Is a real nice tight fit. They really do a good job on the matching that. So I can insert it here. You can kind of see how that works. Locks up perfectly well. Kind of get this little locks right in there. Again, really thin on the spring bar pliers. The smallest worked just fine. You can kind of see that stepped up and then the notch in there. Let me get you a couple other measurements, anything I can think of. Maybe the thickness this way. 5.1. Maybe this might help some of you out. Like a 3.5. Of course, that's not to the center of the hole. That's to the 3.4, 3.5. Right there. That's about all the distances I think I can measure for you guys. Maybe to the hole this way. This would be like the equivalent of the... Alright, pushing there to about center of hole is 4 millimeters. Alright guys, there's a lot of questions on that. So it tapers from 21 down to 17. If you were putting this on another watch, which is a little odd, you do have that nice San Martin logo there, and San Martin in here. You can kind of see how this clasp works. You have a little hook in there. This has a small spring in there that allows it to rock. And then people were wondering, some were worrying that this might get snagged on something and easily pop open. And as you can see, it is sharp or pointed, but most things just rub right over it. I can feel it there, but to get under it, you really have to get your fingernail under it to lift it up. So it is a good clasp, and there isn't, once it's latched, there isn't much wiggle like sideways, because it's the type of thing that nests down inside there, so there isn't much play there. Wonderful bracelet. It is satin brushed on the sides, high polished down the middle, and high polished on the edges. Of course, satin on the back. All right, hopefully that answers some questions out there. All right, thanks for watching.